Since the Apple iPad was launched in March 2010, it has enjoyed success in terms of sales due to being the only product within the tablet category in the market. 300,000 iPads was sold on the US launch day, and on 28 May 2010, iPad sales reached 2 million units after the international launch. However, towards the final quarter of 2010, numerous competitors have launched products within the tablet category into the market, which presents potential challenges for Apple. As well as this, several competitors will launch tablet products within 2011, which will increase the level of competition within the market.
It's important for us to conduct research into the tablet market, as well as potential competitors and their products, using various research methods, including consumer behavior theories, to create an understanding of consumer needs in the market. This is in order to provide recommendations on strategy that Apple could adopt to sustain their market share of the iPad as competitors enter into the market.
For our secondary research objective, we have to explore the tablet market and understand tablet consumer behavior and their usage preference, identify iPad competitors and understand their tablet products and marketing strategies, and understand how Apple creates brand loyalty. For primary research objectives, we have to evaluate how consumers' purchase decision is affected by our tablet brands and evaluate how features of a tablet affected consumers' purchase decision. And finally, we're going to evaluate key factors that discloses consumers' decision to purchase a tablet.
Hi guys, I think we have a lot of information from the primary research. Let's start thinking about which model we should use for the iPad consumer analysis.
Okay. Firstly, I think we should use the fishbank model because it can help us assess the factors that influence consumers' attitudes toward Apple iPad and its main competitors.
Great, and from the findings, iPad is not only a gadget, but also a social service to some people, a product that they feel attached to. So I think mean and change can describe a lot of things like this.
I totally agree, because I think iPad have emotional attachment to the decision making and not just the cognitive process, like the tablet in the market, However, I'm afraid that this might change as the competitor enter into the market, so I think we should use attitude, formation and change model to evaluate this,
Yeah, and I believe it's not just the product itself, but the brand and the logo that can influence the demand of the iPad, And mostly consumers consider Apple as a high-quality brand. And that's the reason why iPad can be positioned as high quality, and this can be described well by the conditioning model, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. And in my opinion, most important thing to me to buy this kind of innovative products, I always ask and experienced users. I think for iPad it's the same.
Yeah.
So we should use the reference group model for this evaluation also. Do you think we should agree to these 5 models?
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. In conclusion, we found out that the early adopters of iPad think that the brand is the most important factor for their decision-making process. But non-iPad owners are function-oriented and budget-sensitive. They usually underrate iPad because they think iPad has a relatively high price and miss some important features. Secondly, we found that iPad can provide psychosocial benefits because owning an iPad has been considered as a status symbol and self-statement for being high-tech, fashionable, and cool.
Thirdly, we found that usually the consumers attach a high level of effect to the decision-making process when buying the iPad. But when more competitors enter into the market, we worry about consumers might involve more cognitive process and start to compare iPad's features, functions, and price to other brands. And early adopters are the main reference group of iPad. Their attitudes and perception have significant influence on potential customers. We have identified a quite negative perception among the early adopters. They think iPad underperforms certain functions compared to laptop, so they consider iPad as just a luxury, not necessary for their life.
For recommendation, firstly, Apple can consider equipping the new iPad with missing features such as camera, flash, and multitasking. Secondly, reinforce the function of the iPad as a laptop companion. Thirdly, create new behavior in iPad user in order for them to use it more frequently. Fourthly, strengthen the productivity application. Fifth, emphasize the value for money obtained by owning the iPad by reassuring owners of the psychosocial benefit. Sixth, strengthen consumers' attitudes toward the iPad by reinforcing its brand image and emotional values. And lastly, cultivate a social community for iPad owners to create a sense of belonging. Now we're going to go and recommend this to Apple. Let's go in.